Hi, everybody. We are Cindy Lewis and Sandy Orlando, your two co-race directors of the upcoming Nutrience Oakville 21.1 half marathon, 10K and 5K, powered by Oakville Nissan and Oakville INFINITI. This year's event is coming up on October 5th, and we tonight wanted to go through your athlete guide with you. Your athlete guide is linked to the top of your event race roster page and to the top of the event website. And it'll be sent out by email to you. So if you need any answers to any questions that you might have about race weekend, about where to pick up your race kit on race week, please go and find that athlete guide, or again, view this video again, because almost any question that you could have, the answer will be found in this athlete guide. So follow us through as we take you through it right now from start to finish. And if you have any questions, again, as you approach race day and you want to look that up, you'll find that guide linked to the top of the event race roster page.
Right. So I guess first of all, we should thank our sponsors, Nutrients, who has come back to be our presenting sponsor this year once again, and also joined this year with Oakville Nissan and Oakville INFINITI, who are based in Oakville, obviously, and we'll have some of their cars there to show you and show off, so you can explore a little bit of that. And also, we should thank the town of Oakville because they have been terrific in supporting this race, helping us put together all the millions of elements that need to happen in order to get the race put together. So we wanted to thank their team. Want to talk about the other sponsors?
Sure. So we have a bunch of sponsors alongside Nutrients and Oakville Nissan and Oakville INFINITI who are really important to making the event happen as well. And those include CL Performance Training, Aspire Bakeries, who provides all of your bagels at the finish line, Global Citizen, who helps us with all of your event t-shirts, all of the merchandise that we'll have for sale under the Endurance Event Productions tent over the weekend, Apple Self-Storage, who works with us to store all of the stuff that we need to make these races happen, Gatorade, who will be providing the fuel on course, so the electrolyte drink at all the water stations, Athletic Brewing, they'll be on site giving samples of their non-alcoholic beer on race day, Radix Gym from Oakville, a CrossFit and training gym that's really supportive of this event, and they'll have a team out running in the event as well, KT Tape, Leaps and Bounds Physiotherapy and Rehab, a clinic in Oakville, Mars Quest, Culture Athletics, a running store located in Toronto where one of your race kit pickups will be located, and Accessibilities. So we really appreciate their support with this event, and for some of them, for all of our events that we have throughout the year.
Yeah, for sure. And then as with all of our events, we offer fundraising opportunities. And in Oakville, we have 4 different fundraising charities that you can contribute to. So the Oakville Hospital Foundation, the Oakville Fair Share Food Bank. There's a team that's raising money for Lymphoma Canada, and then the Oak Park Neighborhood Center, which provides support for people in the Oakville area who need all kinds of support. So please give if you can. I know that charitable donations are lower these days, so we really want to encourage you to make a financial donation to those charities.
We should talk about one other, which is not listed on our race roster page, and that's the Burlington Dads. So the Burlington Dads are helping us out with helping us find all of the marshals, the course marshals that are out on your course, which is about 50 or just above 50. And Burlington Dads has a charity of their own, and you can find them online, and we'll probably put up a post before race day as well on how you can make a donation to them if you wish to make one. But know that all of those course marshals out on the course come from Burlington Dads, and we hope that you thank all volunteers, but especially these volunteers standing out there making sure that you're safe as you go around the course.
Yeah, awesome.
So let's talk about race kit pickup first. And before we get into the actual locations, we wanted to emphasize that before you can pick up your race bib, you need to know your bib number, and you need to make sure that you've signed your waiver on race roster. So how do you find your bib number? You can go to the event race roster page, and you'll see near the top right a button that says bib number lookup. just click that button and you'll be able to search by last name. It's really, really simple and user friendly. Put in your last name and up will come your bib number. So make sure that you know that before you stand in line to pick up your race kit. You'll need to tell that to the person behind the table. Just telling them your last name or something like that does not, you won't be able to get your bib that way. You need to know your bib number.
Yeah.
And your waiver. So most of you guys, almost all of you guys have signed your waiver already, and you would have done that when you registered for the event on Race Roster. The people that may not have are the people that were signed up by somebody else. So if somebody else signed you up for this race, you will have gotten an email when they registered you that said claim your race entry or something like that. And you will have needed to claim that race entry to be able to sign your waiver. So if you're not sure, the right thing to do, the way to find out would be to sign into your own personal race roster account. You'll see something like recent registrations, and then you should see the Nutrients Oakville 21.1 listed there. If there's an issue with your waiver, it'll be highlighted and in red. It'll be in your face that you need to sign your waivers. If you have trouble finding anything about your waiver, it means that it's probably done. So again, most of you, if you registered yourself, you will have already done that waiver. But if somebody else registered you, you might want to sign on and make sure that you've done that, because you won't be able to pick up your bib number until that's done. And especially if you're sending somebody else to pick up your race kit, you'll want to make sure that that waiver is done, because it's always, a little bit awkward and not great for that person that you sent in to pick up your race kit if they come and they give us your bib number and we say, oh, we can't give it to you. They haven't done their waiver, and they end up waiting there for 10 or 15 or longer minutes while we kind of go back and forth with you to make sure that that's done.
Mm-hmm. And let's just, we should clarify though, that when we're talking about the waivers, there are 3 different waivers that you need to accept. 2 of them are sort of, I guess, a little optional, the photographic waiver and the cancellation. But the one that we're really looking for is the liability waiver. That's the one that's the most critical. Sometimes people, sign 2 of them and we don't have the important one. So let's make sure that that's done. You can also find in the athlete guide, you can click on the find your bib number link. And there's another one, you can look it up here. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to find your bib number. We'll also have a QR code at race registration so that you can sign on and get that number. But the waiver is the real, that's the one that starts to clog people up. And, we've seen too many times people standing there calling people and back and forth trying to get them to do their waivers. And it's just, it's frustrating for everybody. Minors as well, if you have signed up minors, then the parental consent is required, and the parent, whoever signed up the minor, would need to go on and click that button for the minor.
Yep. So race kit pickup, there is no general race day kit pickup, and what that means is unless you have purchased a VIP race day kit pickup, you can't pick up your race kit on race morning. So don't show up on race morning thinking you're going to get your bib number and your t-shirt unless you have purchased that VIP pickup. We won't be able to give it to you. We're going to have all the VIP kits already packed up and ready. If you haven't purchased that, your bib number will not be there. So please don't show up on race morning unless you have that VIP purchase on your race roster account. That being said, you have a couple of different options on race week to pick up your race kit. And the first one is Thursday, October 2nd, and that'll be in Toronto at Culture Athletics. And that'll be from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. And the bonus there is that Culture Athletics has some special deals in store for you guys that you can take advantage of if you show up there on Thursday, October 2nd to pick up your race kit. So make sure that you leave yourself a little bit of time to go shopping as well. And then the next one is at the Race Expo, which is Saturday, October 4th, the day before the race in Oakville. That'll be from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. at the Holiday Inn and Suites Oakville at Bronte. So if, you've planned to come to, that Thursday or that Saturday pickup and at the last minute you can't make it, that's okay. You can always purchase that VIP race day kit pickup. And how you purchase that is through the event race roster page. You're going to go to that page. Again, near the top right, you're going to see a button that says store. And if you click on that, you'll need your registration confirmation number and you can just sign right on, and you can purchase that race day pickup if you need to, if you find that you need to or find that you want to next week.
And that's available until Saturday at 12 noon.
Yep.
Correct. Yeah. So, because we do need time to put those together, and as well as all the other things we're getting ready for the race.
Yep.
So let's talk about your bib. If you are not familiar with what we're talking about here, it's a piece of paper that goes on your chest with your number on it. And it's important to remember that, first of all, you need to be a registered runner, and that bib is identifying you as being a registered runner. They are not transferable. And that means that if you can't run, you don't give it to someone else. And there are two really big reasons for that. It's not fair for the other person to for everybody else who's paying for them and to get freebies. But more importantly, we need to know who you are. So imagine if something happened to the person that you gave your bib to, and all of a sudden your next of kin people are getting a call saying that you've had an issue on the course, and and you know, whatever is happening. You don't want that happening, because if it's someone else, and we need to know who you are anyway. If your bib is saying that you're 25-year-old person, and the person who's running with that bib is actually a 60-year-old person, that's a big difference. So we really need to know who you are. The other thing about the bib is that it's got a piece of, looks like styrofoam stuck on the back of it. That's actually the tracking device. And so that should not be tampered. Don't bend it, don't take it off, don't do anything to mangle that, because that's where your chip timer is. And it needs to be able to read all of the timing mats as you're going through the race so that you have a proper time. So wear it on the front of yourself so that we can see your number, for two reasons there. We need to be able to see what race you're in, what distance, so that the marshals can direct you accordingly, but also so you can find your photograph afterwards, because they're going to be free to you, but also sorted by race number or by your bib number. So you don't want to have to scroll through 3,000 pictures in order to find yourself. So wear that on the front of your body. Do you want to talk about transfers, official transfers?
Yeah. So you can transfer your bib if you do it officially through us, where we actually will make an official transfer request, and the new person will fill in their information as if they're registering for the event.
Yeah.
But they won't need to pay the registration fee in order to do that. So the way that needs to happen at this point, if you want to transfer your bib to a friend, is you need to email us at oakville21.1@gmail.com. Let us know that you want to transfer your bib, and we need the email address of the person you wish to transfer to, and then I'll go on and make a transfer request that will get to that new person's email. So you can do that up until Wednesday, October 1st at 11:59 p.m. You can also transfer yourself to a different race distance with that same deadline of Wednesday, October 1st at 11:59 p.m. So if you are in the half marathon and you think, oh, I don't know if I'm ready, I want to run the 5K instead, totally fine. As long as you send that request to that email, oakville21.1@gmail.com. We can help you with that up until about 11:59 on Wednesday, October 1st.
You may end up running with the same color bib. We aren't, because the bib numbers are already assigned. You may end up, your time will be correct, but you may be wearing a half marathon bib running a 10K.
Yeah.
And because, yeah. So wave starts. When you arrive for kit pickup and you're running the half marathon, we're going to be asking you to choose an estimated finish time so that you're starting in the right corral. We basically have almost 1,300, almost maybe 1,400 half marathoners running. There's going to be a lot of different paces. And so we want to make sure that the people who are really fast are able to get out of the gate quickly and not be impeded by slower runners. And people who are slower not being trampled by people who are trying to pick them off from behind. So we are going to have a sign at the kit pickup, and you're going to choose a colored dot based on your estimated finish time. You'll put that on your bib, and you'll line up in the waves accordingly. The marshal will be calling out, and the race announcer will be calling out what your timing will be, so that you get into the correct corral. The 10 and 5Ks are not going to be seated that way. You'll be self-seating, but you do want to be mindful of the fact that there are people who are looking to get out there and win. There are people who are, really fast, and then there are people who are deciding that they're doing a walk, or well, I guess run walk, or walk the distance. So seed yourself so that people can get around you, and you're not impeding somebody else who wants to get past you.
Did you want to keep talking about the expo, Sandy, since you're the expert on that? You've organized that?
Yeah, I'll be at that one. So the Race Expo is going to be at the Holiday Inn and Suites in Oakville at Bronte. That's the address is in the athlete guide. It opens at 10. It'll be going till 4. Parking is free. It's open to anybody. And we're not able to do any last minute signups or registrations at that time. So, that's off the table. But what you can do is on your way in is say hello to the folks from Oakville Nissan and Oakville INFINITI. They're going to have a couple of their vehicles out in front so that you can take a look at the cars, but also they'll be giving you a tote bag so that when you come into the expo, the first thing you'll do is pick up your race bib, and we'll have lineups for the half marathon, 10 and K, and different lineups so that we can hopefully move you through quickly. And then take your tote bag and go visit some of the people who are there. Nutrients will be there, and I know that they like to give away goodies, so make sure you stop by their table. Leaps and Bounds will be there. Global Citizen will be there showing off all their marketing products that they do. Nissan INFINITI will also be inside with, I believe they've got some goodies to give away. Reddick's Gym, I think, is going to have some kind of competition that's not going to be testing your legs. I think they decided not to pass on the bike, and they've got something else going on. So you can go in there and see what they have to offer. Great information from those guys as well. And then, of course, we'll have our merch tent with Endurance Event Productions, or EAP, as you'll come to know it, and CL Performance Training. We'll have some information about coaching. Once you've gone through the main room, then you'll scoot over to the next adjacent room, and that's where you'll pick up your T-shirt, and then you can head on out.
Right.
Okay, shuttle buses, go for it.
So this is a really important part. Yeah. There's going to be no parking in Shell Park on race morning. So everyone who's coming to the race site needs to take a shuttle bus in from Bronte GO Station. That is aside from anyone that might live in the neighborhood and can walk. You won't be able to drive to the race site. So shuttle buses will be free, and they will take all of you athletes as well as all of your spectators from Bronte GO Station to and from Shell Park, where the race venue is, starting at 5:30 in the morning on race morning, with the last bus leaving Shell Park at 11:50. So the race cutoff time is 11, and the last bus will leave that park at 11:50 to go back to Shell Park. There's no specific schedule of, buses leaving at 5:30, 5:45, 6. What there is a whole bunch of buses that are all going to be lined up at 5:30 in the morning. And once they're full, they're going to head over to Shell, drop you guys off, and then head back to the GO Station. That whole circle will take about 15 minutes. But again, there's a lot of buses that'll be there. So fairly continuously, there'll be a bus available to take you back or forth. But the one thing is, with the timing of the race and the number of athletes, many athletes are going to need to get to the park at the same time. So you should not expect to kind of show up and immediately get on a bus. You should leave yourself enough time that you can wait in line for a little bit, get yourself on the bus, get to the race site in a comfortable amount of time so you're not stressing about your race start when you get there. Yeah. But the key part of that is you cannot drive to the park. You're going to need to drive to Bronte GO Station and take a shuttle back and forth, and that your spectators are allowed to get on that bus with you.
And that's because Lakeshore Drive is closed, because you're going to be running on Lakeshore Road. There is a drop-off if you're getting a ride and someone's just dropping you. You could have them drop you on Great Lakes Boulevard, which is north of the park, I guess, where the bus is dropping off. But there is, that's a private neighborhood. So there's maybe some street parking, but I wouldn't count on that. So the bus is really your best bet.
Yep. And there are maps about where to catch the bus at both at the Bronte GO Station and at Shell Park in your athlete guide and on your event website. So make sure that you do go and take a look at that. Bronte Go Station, for those of you that do take the Go Bus, you know that it's a big place. But on in your athlete guide, there's a map with specific information on where to park and where to catch those shuttles. And there'll also be a feather flag for Endurance Event Productions or Oakville 21.1 right there where the bus will pick you up as well. So you'll see that when you arrive.
Yeah. Yeah. The one thing that we're hoping people will do is if you are running the half marathon, give the athletes priority rather than having or 5K people getting in there because they're actually starting later. So it'll obviously, if there's no lineup, then go for it. But we may end up having to marshal people on and say, okay, runners who are in the half marathon get priority first, and go down the line, or ask some of the spectators to wait until the athletes have had an opportunity to get there. So we will have a portalet there just in case, and there are 2 Tim Hortons nearby on the way in. The one thing you need to know is there is no food or beverage available at the park for spectators, and nothing really in walking distance. So get your coffee fix before you get on that bus.
Yep. So when you do arrive, you can have, wear whatever it is that you need to stay warm. There will be a bag check that's free for all of you to check your clothes that you don't want to wear in the race. But keep in mind that you shouldn't have any valuables in those bags. We'll keep them as secure as we can, but we're not responsible if a valuable gets lost in the bag check. So keep it to your clothes, the minimum that you need to bring to the race site, but you will be able to use a bag check when you get there. You'll notice when you pick up your bib number that there's a part on the bottom that you can tear off that says bag check.
Mm-hmm.
What you're going to do, that also has your number on it, that little strip. You can rip that off and you can use that to wrap it around, something on your bag, attach it to your bag. And that's how the bag check volunteers are going to identify your bag when you come back to pick it up at the end of your race.
Right. Yeah. So when you arrive on site, if you have ordered the VIP kit pickup, you'll go over to the tent. That's going to be, for sort of the first one you'll encounter coming into the race site. Make sure you know your bib number. If you haven't signed your waiver, we're going to have paper waivers there, but hopefully everybody's done that by then. So that can be your first thing. Bag check. There are portalets in the park, and time to mill around and get yourself warmed up. After the race, there's our Eat tent will have some merchandise available, some T-shirts, socks, hoodies, and we accept debit and cash. So you can pick up a souvenir or something to warm up in if you've not brought something. And just look for the volunteers in the park, because we'll have people who can guide you around and tell you what's where and what time and where things are and that sort of thing. So lots of volunteers. They'll be in the park. They'll be at aid stations. There'll be marshals. Please pay attention to what they're telling you and say thank you, because we cannot do these races without volunteers. They're so important.
Yeah. And just so you guys know, there's about there's close to 200 volunteers coming for this race. And those people are amazing. Some of them are at the park with us at 3:30 or 4 in the morning, and they're in that park until the last runner crosses the finish line at 11 o'clock, or they may even be there until about 2 o'clock when we're done cleaning up the venue. So volunteer is the key word there. These people just give their time to give you guys a successful race, and make sure that, like Sandy says, you say thank you, and don't get frustrated with them, or be patient and kind of appreciate what it is that they're giving back to the community.
Yeah.
So there's a race day schedule in your athlete guide as well. Like we said earlier, the shuttle buses will start at Bronte Go Station at 5:30 in the morning. VIP bib pickup opens at 5:30. Bag check opens at 6. And then you'll hear the announcer on the mic at 7 a.m. Between 7 and 7:30, the announcer is going to have a lot of really important things to say. So make sure you're paying attention to that. And then 7:30, your half marathon starts in the waves. 10K starts at 7:50, and the 5K will start at 8 o'clock. The awards will happen after that, with the 5K awards happening first at around 8:45, 10K awards around 9 o'clock, and the half marathon awards at around 9:45. And I say at around because we stay in touch with the timer throughout the morning, and we make sure that we have everyone across that line that's going to be getting an award before we actually do them. So sometimes those are delayed by a little bit, but those are approximate ballpark times to give you guys an idea of when the awards will be happening. The cutoff time for all of the races is 11 o'clock. So that's 3.5 hours after the start of the half marathon. So anyone in all of those sub events, half marathon, 10 and 5K, need to be done and off the course by 11 a.m. And the last shuttle bus will leave Shell Park to go back to the parking lot at 11:50. So you have lots of time to hang around afterwards is a key part of that. It's supposed to be, at this point, looks like a really nice morning. If you finish your race early, we'd love to have you hang around, visit the sponsors in the park, hang out at the finish line, cheer everybody else on as they make their way in. It's always a lot more fun if there's a lot more people and a lot more energy as people run in and cross that finish line. So we'd love for you guys to stay.
Yeah, absolutely. In the athlete guide, you'll find race day layout or the park layout, so give you an idea of what's where the start finish line is, what happens when you come into the finishing chute. We do have leaps and bounds who are going to be there and doing some post-race treatments. You'll need to sign up and wait your turn on that one. They can't possibly do everybody, but if you need a bit of help with that, they're going to be there. We're going to have a couple of the cars there from Nissan, Oakville Nissan and Oakville INFINITI, so you can explore those a little bit more again. And Athletic Brewing will be giving out some of their non-alcoholic beer. Nutrients will be there, and I know they like to give out goodies as well. And I believe that they're going to be running a contest where you're doing selfies and tagging. So we'll get more information about that for you. And then Accessibilities will be there with some of their products so they can talk to you about what they do. And of course, we'll have our merch tent there as well with the goodies that you can pick up as souvenirs for the race.
So we always have questions about whether friends and family can track you as you run. And the answer is yes. They can find you or they can see you as you cross specific checkpoints and timing mats along the course. And those are located at obviously the start finish line, but also at the turnaround for the 5K, turnaround for the 10, and turnaround for the half marathon. And they can go to enfieldtiming.com and they'll find the Nutrience Oakville 21.1 listed there as one of the events. Click on that. They can search up your name and they'll be able to see when you're crossing those timing points.
And that's also where you're going to find results at Enfield Timing. So an awful lot of people head home after the race and don't realize that they won an age group award. So you need to be at the park to claim your award. And the age groups they're 10-year increments. That's what we're doing? Yeah. So there'll be overall winners of the in male female category and then 10-year increments. So do check that so that you can get your time on the podium if you've got an age group podium award heading your way.
Yep. And you probably said this already, Sandy, but you have to be on site to accept those awards. So make sure you don't leave because we're not going to mail it out afterwards. Stick around, cheer everybody on, and show up at your awards.
Yeah, and we just we don't even have the option now with the postal strike that was just announced this afternoon. Yeah. So on the course, we will have aid stations approximately every 2.5 kilometers. We will have water and electrolyte drink, the Gatorade, but you should be carrying your own nutrition. So if your gels or whatever you need for nutrition, we will not have those at the aid stations. So please carry your own. We will have portalette at each aid station and volunteers to give out, to give you the cups. They'll be calling water, Gatorade, so that you know which one you're grabbing. There is an AED at each of the aid stations as well for safety, just in case there's anyone who has a heart issue. And just for safety reasons, we cannot allow people with dogs or rollerblades or strollers to take part in the race. It's not covered in our insurance, and it's not safe for people to be out there. So please leave those in the park for when you're finished.
And as Sandy touched on a little bit with the AEDs, there'll be medical support on the course. So Odyssey Medical, we contract for all of our events. They'll have a team of medics at the start finish line as well as out on the course. So, if you have any indication that anything is not going right in your body and that you might need medical help, please don't run through it. Please don't push through it. Please tell a volunteer along the course that you need some help before it's too late to ask. Okay, so any of those course marshals that you see out on the course, any of the aid station captains, you'll see some of our zone directors, our race crew out on bicycles. Tell somebody. If none of those people are anywhere near you when you start feeling something, let another runner know and ask them to, to give the message to a volunteer when they find the next volunteer out on the course. So, just the key point there is don't run through something that might be a bigger issue in your body.
Yeah, yeah, and they're equipped to take care of you, and they'll be watching as well. So keeping eyes on people just who aren't maybe looking like they're doing so well. We're always very careful about that. And they've got, I think they're on bikes as well as a gator.
Yep.
As well as our bike marshals. We've got lots of people who are looking. So if you're concerned at all, please speak up and help each other out if you need to, for sure.
Yep.
There will be there are maps in the guide and the description as well about how the courses will go, and we'll have them also posted at the race, so you can take a look at how that works in the morning. And if you need to tell a spectator who wants to be out on the course to watch you rather than being in the park, they can know where you're planning to turn. And that sort of thing. And we don't have it in a digital for your watch to download, but give us another year for that one.
After you run it, Sandy, then you'll have a
that's right.
file that you can give out.
Yep. The other thing about the aid stations is we will have garbage cans there. Please leave your garbage there instead and carry it with you forward to the aid station rather than just chucking it on the road. Those gel packs are the worst offenders. When they get squashed flat on a road, it's really hard to see them. It's hard to get them up again. And there's no reason that you should just be dropping those. If you're carrying it out to take it, keep the garbage with you and throw it in the garbage as you go along, so that we don't have to have people walking the course and picking up squashed gel packs afterwards.
Yeah, and so we can keep the community happy and keep having the race, because having gel packs all over the road is probably one of the major reasons races get canceled.
Yeah, exactly. So at aid stations, we do our best. We clean up all the cups, and the city is great about picking it up. But when it's all over the place, then it's really it's not cool. Yeah. So environmental.
They're going to need to open Lakeshore Road as soon as our cutoff time is over, so we can't even walk to clean them. So don't drop them.
Yeah, hang on to them.
Yeah. Photography. So there'll be Mike Chiliak Photography will have a couple of photographers out on the course taking your race pictures, and we'll send out that photo link usually within 24 hours after the race is over. And those will be free for you guys to download. And again, we'll send them out by email, and we'll also link them to the top of the Facebook page and put them out on Instagram for both Endurance Event Productions and Oakville 21.1, so you can watch for those.
Yeah, and they do a great job of, make sure that you do a big smile and put on a bit of a show, because we like to share some of those pictures when we're promoting the race. And they get picked up by various media and whatnot. So, put on a show. Show us how happy you are to be running.
Yeah, awesome.
Finish shoot. When you come through the finish line, you'll turn back into Shell Park, and it's about 50 meters into the main parking lot. You'll go through the finish chute to pick up your medal. You get a bottle of water, banana, bagel, some Gatorade in a cup, and the medical team will be there just in case anybody needs some attention. So that's we're taking care of you there, and hopefully you'll be coming through at a time when the race announcer can call your name out and make sure that everybody knows who it is who's coming through. Big smile for the finish line camera. That's always good.
Yep.
And Leaps and Bounds Performance Rehabilitation will also be, as I mentioned, having a tent there, and they'll be able to do some post-race treatment. Just get in line, get your name on the list, and if you need it.
Awesome. So I think we covered all of it, right?
I think so, yeah. Except for a cello plate. If you haven't had a chance when you were registering, or go back on the store, if you wanted to get a lanyard clip that has your name and your official finishing time of the race sent out to you, it comes out about a week or so after. Ooh, I don't know if she's doing that with the mail out. That's an issue. Let's hope the postal strike doesn't go on for a long time, because typically they go out a week or so afterwards.
Yeah.
But could still order that. And it's a really nice souvenir to have on your lanyard with your name and your finishing time.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll let you know, or she'll let you know if there's any issue with shipping or any delay in shipping because of the strike.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you guys have about, a week and a couple of days left before race day at this point. As you know, race day is Sunday, October 5th. We look forward to seeing you guys all on race week when you pick up your bib number, and we look forward to seeing all you guys at the start and the finish line in Shell Park in Oakville for the Nutrients Oakville 21.1, powered by Oakville Nissan and Oakville INFINITI. So happy training this next week, and see you guys all soon.